All right, guys. It's been a minute. It's been an incredibly hot minute.
Yeah.
But we're back.
One way to put it. We're back, baby.
Dude, we've never done this before. We always are very consistent with our uploading. And
Yeah.
it's something that we're really proud of. So we just wanted to say we're back and here to stay, hopefully this time, taking things a little more serious. I've never said this before.
The first time we've ever said this. We're taking it serious, guys. Like,
Yeah,
come
trust we are. But I'm feeling good to be back. This is nice. I
I'm
haven't
excited.
recorded a pod in like a couple months at least,
Three
like 3 to
4 months, I think. Honestly,
Craziness.
I think the last one might have been like the playoff finals. So that was a while ago.
There were definitely some frustrating pods towards the end of the season. Maybe my fault. Excuse me.
No, both of our. We're a team.
We're a team.
FNF is
FNF
a team.
is a team, 100%.
You win as a team, you lose as a team, and last season we lost many games. No, I'm just kidding. But like,
well, we did.
Yeah.
And you know what? The biggest loss, I think, just to keep talking about some nonsense in the beginning here, but the biggest loss was the loss of potential. Like, we could have done a whole lot more with last year, and
For
we know that.
sure,
We know that.
yeah.
Do we feel a little bad? A little.
yeah,
a
we
little
own
bit.
it though. We own it.
own it, 100%.
We take responsibility.
We've been trying, I'd say.
Yeah.
But this time,
This time
gonna be
it's gonna be different. We're taking it serious, and we're excited for the future.
yeah, really excited. But hopefully this season we'll be able to get guests on, which would be really
Yeah,
cool.
that'd
That's
be-
still a little bit far away, but will be really cool. Yeah, some other cool things. Like, we'll probably continue doing some YouTube videos, like the short ones, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, there's lots to look forward to. So, but with all that, how has your last 4 months been?
Oh,
What'd you do this weekend?
Been good.
What'd you do?
This weekend just worked and watched NHL. Honestly, that's it. Not too exciting this weekend. I was hoping to do some like Halloween things.
Yeah.
Halloween parties or events, but never came to fruition. I couldn't get work booked off, so that was unfortunate.
That's
but,
the toughest, right?
that's the way she goes sometimes.
Yeah. You got to
so.
check. You're just checking the Snap stories, and everyone else is having a great time.
Yeah.
You're there like
FOMO, bro. FOMO.
100%. You're there like, hi there. Can I see you at table? Like, what do you do? You're like, hey,
I don't even know
welcome to
what
the
I
cake.
do.
Hi there, welcome to the cake.
How was your weekend?
Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was I was working. I've been started a new job, and I've been just going Thursday, Friday, Saturday after my work. I go to school Monday to Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's busy. But
Damn. You know what? This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Yeah,
New job?
New job. I don't know if I told you there. Yeah.
No, that's
shout out
sick.
I'll shout it out. Yeah, the sober market in Winnipeg.
The sober market.
Yeah, it's pretty wicked. It's like a bottle shop, and it's all non-alcoholics.
Damn.
Yeah, and they got some cool stuff there, so go
Yeah.
check it out.
That's sick.
But anyway, yeah, it's been good there.
Good so far, yeah.
Yeah, and hockey's been good.
That's good.
Yeah, I've been fitting well into my role as backup currently. But it's how she goes sometimes.
Hey,
Whatever.
You gotta work your way up, man.
Yeah,
At least you made the team this year. Like yeah.
Yo, each year I'm improving. I didn't get
Yeah.
sent down to junior C, so that's a bonus. Yeah, but shout out to the goalie partner. He's been playing unreal. So
That's good.
it's just how she goes. So it's a long season,
That's
so
good,
hopefully
yeah.
I'll be able to get in soon. But yeah, we won 5-1 against Pembina Valley on Friday.
Nice.
And we were outshot like 44-22 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so
You know what? Credit to your goalie, but
Yep.
you know what? I think the main thing is the moral support. Fisher's
I-
moral
that's
support.
what I'd like to
I don't
say,
think
yeah.
he could have made those saves if
100%.
you weren't there.
the way I
cheering
open
him
the
on
bench
and
too, like it's finesse, yeah, 100%. I'm a big glue guy. I'm just there to keep the
You're the
team
big
together.
dude. You're the Ryan Reeves.
100%, yeah.
You're the Nick Foligno. You're the
Nick Foligno. Is he considered a glue guy?
yeah. He's a glue guy. He's gluing the Chicago Blackhawks together right now.
who's a real glue guy?
Yeah.
Blake Wheeler. He's
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Blake Wheeler has been held. I don't know about last night,
I
but
don't think
up
he's
until
had a
last night,
point.
he's been held off the score sheet for like 8 straight games.
Yeah.
Like, and he's just out there. Sorry if the camera's shaking, but he's just out there getting exercise every night. He's just
yeah.
skating up and down the ice.
Sounds like the wheels we love and know.
Yeah,
so.
100%. But it happens. Yeah, but that's kind of been what's going on from here.
Yeah.
What should we kind of move into first, do you think?
So, we've a lot's happened,
A lot's happened.
We're already 3 weeks in, and so I guess we should just talk about the surprises, just the generic, like, who's been doing good that you're kind of surprised about, and who's been doing bad that you're just like, damn, I didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start off with Fish. Who's your like positive surprise? Who's your positive surprise?
Well, I know exactly who it is,
Yeah.
and I saw Spin Chicklets talking about this, and I completely agree. I think it was Whitney or something. I don't know who he's talking about, but the Detroit Red Wings
Yes.
have been unreal, and I think it's good for the NHL when Detroit's playing well. You know, it's a big market, it's a big city, and they're an Original Six team. You can't have them being poor for that many years in a row.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome. Like, excuse me. Even just seeing, I'm just getting over a cold here, but even just seeing like that red and white jersey and not thinking of like, oh, here's an easy win,
Yeah.
that is fun. I don't know. I really like that they're doing well. So that's
You know what? That's a good point. They've been pretty bad for like 7 years now. They haven't made the playoffs in a while. So
and it gets boring. After
yeah,
a while.
exactly.
Like, who cares?
It's been nice to see the red and white doing good again.
100%.
And at the top of that, two players, Alex DeBrincat and Dylan Larkin, have been the catalyst for that team. They've played really good so far.
Mm-hmm.
DeBrincat already 9 goals. That's crazy.
Nuts.
9 goals in 8 games. That's like
it's
really good.
It is.
So,
and I think that's good. It's really good for DeBrincat because he just hasn't been able to find his groove.
Yeah.
He's been bouncing around. He's been a bit of a suitcase, and it happens. But now he seems to have found a spot where he can really, really play well. Because he was in Ottawa before, correct?
Yeah.
And then
Ottawa last year, and then Chicago.
Chicago year before, and he was. Where was he originally? Like for a while, like when he was younger, it wasn't.
It was Chicago.
Jacket?
It was Chicago. Yeah, it was Chicago. Okay. But
making it up, but anyway.
Yeah, it was Columbus. No, you know what though? No, you actually bring up a good point because I think there was a little bit of prove it to yourself and prove it to others with DeBrincat because in Chicago he's playing with Patty Kane, right? Setting him up for some easy talks. So everyone's gonna say Kane's just carrying the guy, but
100%.
He's proved that. Obviously he's playing with Dylan Larkin, and Dylan Larkin's a very good player, but he's kind of proven, hey, like I can score and do this stuff without Patty Kane.
Yeah.
And he's been one of the main reasons the Red Wings have been playing so good.
And even to add to your point, Larkin is a good player. He hasn't been great though over the past. Like he always does well for the Red Wings, but you got to put it into perspective. He's not scoring game-winning goals when they're not winning games. It's he's getting points, but you're not really carrying the team. But now those two really are.
Yeah, I know they mesh really well together, and Dylan Larkin too, like you said, hasn't been like that finisher that Detroit would have needed, but now that he's playing with a good player like DeBrincat, he's got a good complement there. So they've been complementing each other really well, and they've been playing well together. And I'm actually I'm excited for Larkin because he hasn't had that many good players to play with, right? So it's kind of good for him to finally, get a good player to play with because it's hard to carry the team by yourself, right?
100%.
So.
Now we talked about, obviously we've talked about Detroit, but who do you think is that kind of disappointing team going into this season?
There's been a lot.
And through the first 3 weeks.
There's been a lot.
There have been.
I'll start off with the Pittsburgh Penguins. I
knew you were gonna go there. I knew it.
Yeah, they've had a disappointing start to the season. They're at the bottom. They're actually their second last spot in the Eastern Conference, which is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
After adding Erik Karlsson and getting some nice depth pieces, they just haven't put it together. Their goaltending has been shaky, their defense has been shaky, and their offense, they just can't get the depth out of it. If Crosby and Malkin and Gensel, if those guys aren't scoring, then
they really don't have much else, do they?
Goals just have been hard to come by for this team, and it's definitely I don't know. It's a little urgent. I don't know.
They got to put something together.
Yeah,
for sure.
they gotta figure it out because, in the past couple years we've learned that if you have a really bad start, it'll
it's hard
It'll
to come
sting
back
you.
from.
It's hard to come back from, especially in the Eastern Conference that is so dominant. There's not a lot of room for error in that conference, so you got to be careful.
And honestly, like, just you heard Craig Button say at the beginning of the season, like, don't be surprised if Jari has a Vezina season and wins a Vezina this year. And I still can't believe that he said that after these. Like, I don't know where that was coming from.
I can believe it
Was it
because
him
Craig's
or
an
was it
idiot.
Friedman? Was it him or Friedman? It was one of them.
I feel like it was probably Craig Button, but
I think
that guy's had some bad takes over the last couple
a
years.
Terrible take. But honestly, yeah. So if Jari's not playing well, like that team, they need all the help they can get, and if they're not getting it from their goaltender, where else are they going to get it from? I don't know. So they got to put something together, but it's been disappointing. But on that kind of same note, another one of Button's takes preseason was the Ottawa Senators making the playoffs, and how good have these Senators been, even with a lot of struggles so far, like losing multiple injuries, and an interesting suspension that we could also talk about too.
Yeah. Wait. What was
Pinto?
Oh, yeah. What a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yep.
Yeah. No. The Ottawa Senators, Tim Stützle and Brady Tkachuk just been dominant so far.
Yeah.
Kind of as of expected, right? Like Stützle just takes that next step every single year.
He's so good. He's so good.
Man, like, how do you think the Rangers and Kings feel right now? Like, passing up on Stützle, right? Like,
for what was that? Was that the same draft as
Lafreniere and Byfield, right?
So that's what I was gonna say. Like,
think about how they feel right now. Like, Lafreniere was supposed to be like that sick prospect, and you know what? He might still he could still be, but like, I don't know. He's still super young, so you never know. But right now, it just doesn't look like it's working out in New York.
It smells like a bust, kind of. But
yeah,
whatever.
It smells like a bust.
And then also like just watching that one World Juniors that year when you had Stützle playing against Lafreniere and Byfield.
Yeah.
And you just see like, Lafreniere is unreal, and Byfield's good too. But then there's this German guy that's like also really good, and Germany is not usually great in that tournament, but he was putting up points, and you're just kind of like, well, maybe he could be good too. Then Ottawa makes the right pick in the end, and there you go.
Yeah, it's paid off,
100%.
And the Senators have been playing pretty good. Korpisalo's been he's been okay. I wouldn't say he's played his best so far. So
he had a good game the other night, but
you're right. In general, and you know what, that could be seen as a bright spot too, because he hasn't played his best and they're still putting up some wins, right? So that could mean when he's playing at his best, they'll secure some more dubs. So,
and I think he is like a goalie that you can believe in and put your have faith in and have him as your number one. Like, he's really
for
good.
sure. He's
really
proved
good.
to people from his days in Columbus that even on a not so great Columbus team, he can carry the team
and
he's shown
win a
before.
game for them.
Exactly. He's shown that in the past. So I look forward to seeing what the Senators can do. Once again, they've had a pretty good start. Another team that has had a really good start, they beat our Jets yesterday, the Montreal Canadiens. They are 5-2. 5-2.
I didn't even realize they were 5-2.
They are second in the Atlantic right now.
That's actually nuts. That's actually nuts.
They're doing better than the Leafs right now.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, they're really sick right now, but obviously it's still early. But Fisher, what are your thoughts on the Canadiens so far?
Well, I think as a goalie, I'm gonna keep riding goaltending. Jake Allen's been great.
Oh, he's dominant yesterday.
Actually, he was the I watched some other game earlier on in the season. Jake Allen is a really good goalie, even for his age. He's someone that you can pay a lower end salary, and
the value's there.
The value's 100% there. So he's been great. I mean, obviously they have some offensive superpowers in young players like Caulfield, Suzuki, and those are I'm honestly impressed with how they've built their team kind of around them in almost one season. Have done a 180 so far. We'll see. But then also Matheson, unreal.
Dude, he's sick.
Probably the most underrated player in the NHL.
He could very well be, and his skating is unbelievable. He kind of his signs Cale Makar. I'm not comparing him to, but his skating reminds me, because he's such a dynamic skater, the way he uses his edges to like create space and like kind of like deceive players and like skate around them, like it's incredible. And Caden Gooley too. He's a
Cooley's
guy
been
that
great.
like caught my eye yesterday. He's a really good skater. Got up in the rush and had a nice assist yesterday on the tying goal. He's a really good player and still really young too. That was actually a really good pick by the Canadians in the 2020 draft.
Yeah, but
I know.
also like I would say too, if you want to take that angle as well, like the Canadians have been good, but how much better were the Jets last night until when it counted? Like
Yeah.
the Jets were all over Montreal,
Mhm.
outshot them 2-1 basically, and then couldn't pull away from it in the end.
Yeah. I
And
mean, like it's a shootout, right? So it's like it can kind of go any
exactly,
way, right? So
but we honestly we shouldn't have let them get back into it.
yeah, yeah, for sure. It was like great job by Montreal coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Just a resilient team, you know.
Yep.
Against Columbus too, they came down from 3-1 too. So that's 2 games in a row.
And it helps when you got Laurent Brossoit at the other end, who I don't know what was up. Like
Yeah, I don't know. Like
he looked like
the first goal was rough. I think he should
just
have had that
yeah,
one.
yeah. And
Um,
every shot he just like seemed like he was not confident on. Like
Yeah.
he was, like you see him like play the puck in overtime, or was that
I
at
don't
the
think I
very
saw
end?
that.
Like he like he made a save and then went to cover it up and then like passed it out, but the ref blew the whistle before he passed it out. But it was like to 2 Montreal players.
Yeah.
I don't.
You know what I will say about Brossoit is I watched a couple games with you in the Stanley Cup playoffs last year, and I said like I don't know, just every save he makes, it looks like he makes it look harder than it really is. Like he's not a great with rebounds. He's always been a goalie that struggles with like controlling his shots.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, he's been I don't know. He's an okay goalie, but sometimes it just looks like you never feel like safe when he's in the net. You feel like kind of you feel more anxious when he's in the net.
He's shaky.
He's no Connor Hellebuck, that's for
No.
sure. But the other 2 of the goals, honestly, I can't really blame him. And that shootout goal by Suzuki, that's just a sick move. Like you can't really do much on that. And what I will say on the shootout is I was kind of like, I don't know, the Jets. I don't know if you saw all 3 shootout attempts.
did.
They were pretty disappointing.
I called at least 2 of them. I knew exactly because the Jets always do that, and I don't know why nobody wants to like try a good move. They always come in and try and like do like a lagging shot or just they just try and come in and rip it.
Man, I don't know what that shot was, but
I
that
don't
was
know.
like terrible.
I don't know.
And
it
once
was
they threw out
terrible.
Ehlers for that 3rd shot, like I love the guy. He's my favorite player, as you can see up on the wall there.
Yep.
But he's just terrible on breakaways in the shootout. He always misses the net or shoots it right at the goalie. So
These
once
guys,
they threw him out there, I kind of knew they weren't going to score. And guess what? Your captain scored 2 goals. One of them was a penalty shot.
Yeah.
I think they should have thrown Adam Lowry out there. That's
honestly,
just my opinion.
that could have been a good idea. And I would have put
Yeah.
Lowry. Would have put Perfetti.
Perfetti
would've
too. Niederreiter. There's a lot of
Niederreiter.
options.
You could
yeah.
even sneak like JMO in there. I don't know how he'd.
Iafallo,
I
honestly,
follow would have
like,
been good. Yeah.
honestly, I love Ehlers, but like, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of different routes you could take on over him on that. Like, I don't know. I feel like Lowry, yeah, I feel like that would have been a good option, but you know what? They still got a point going to the shootout, so
Yeah, we got a
can't really
point.
complain too much, but
Mhm.
just a little disappointing to kind of get the victory taken out from under you with
Yeah.
that 3-1 choke. But
And like I honestly, I've seen a couple overtimes this season for the Jets, and then the one shootout. But Scheifele is just awful in the overtime, and I know
He
he
did get
scored
the
that
one-
one
yeah,
goal.
yeah.
I know he scored the goal, but defensively, like he doesn't care. Like it's
Okay,
almost like
defensively,
he
he's really
gives up.
bad.
That's the thing. He like gives up on anything that isn't an offensive opportunity, which is really like he just I don't know. It felt like he gave up on that shootout shot too, and then
yeah,
he like
that was just I don't know what that was, honestly.
he almost turned the puck over like 2 or 3 times in the overtime last night, and then the same against who was it that the Oil? No, who was it that we played and we won that overtime where he tipped it in?
Oh, Edmonton.
Was it the Oilers? Yeah.
Oilers,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and he almost gave them like 2 breakaways, and one of them would have been like a 2-on-0, and it's just
Yeah. I partially agree with you. You know, I will say like 100% agree with you with the defensive aspect, but in the offensive zone, him and Kyle Connor are so dynamic, and when they get the cycle going and crisscross plays and do that, like he's I like the offensive aspect is there, but just like defensively, he kind of looks a little lackluster out there.
And I feel like he's just is a little too dangerous, or and not as cautious about turning over the puck in overtime, and then obviously during the game too. Like he just
That's the thing.
But he's still a really good player, and can't complain too much. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Oilers,
nice transition.
Yeah. Them and their fellow Albertan native, the Calgary Flames. Rough start. Like the Oilers are 1-5-1, the Flames are 2-5-1. Funny enough, both teams have had some players coming out exposing their teams. Darnell Nurse. I can't quote it right now because I don't have the quote, but he basically said, we're playing shit right now.
Same as Zadorov.
Zadorov came out, basically said, and he apologized to the fans. I haven't seen that one in a while.
That's a good one for
Wish
sure.
the Jets would have done that one once in a while when they were playing bad. But you know what? At least they're taking some responsibility. However, it's more than words. You got to do it. You don't just say, hey, we're playing bad, and we got to, you actually got to show that,
Yeah, and it's kind of great timing too that now they get to play each other on the big Tim Hortons Heritage Classic stage, and to see the battle of the worst, to see who
the battle of the worst,
who will turn out to be not as bad and who is actually just a terrible hockey team right now. So hopefully they can both turn it around, because I do think that, I think just the NHL as a whole, kind of like Detroit, is better when you got good Canadian teams.
Yeah.
But on that note. Pretty good transition there too. I can't. The Canucks.
A team we never talk about. We never talk about the Canucks.
Like, throw it back to every like
episode.
every October, November. We just talk about them all the time. The Canucks have been unreal, and I think that's good to see too. They 100% 180 since last season.
Yeah, 100%. 5-2-1. They're playing sick right now.
And it's just like when you get Quinn Hughes playing that good.
Yeah.
And
Hughes, Pettersson
Jack as well, but that's a whole other.
Yeah. Just the thing I have to say, the thing that concerns me though is the Canucks always have, like, I guess last year they had a rough start to the season, but usually in the past years they always surprise you at the beginning of the season, and then they just have a big slump. So I am kind of still waiting for that to happen. I guess, but so far they've been a fun team to watch, and they've been playing well. Pettersson's been unreal like always, and the additions of Cole and Susie have been actually pretty good. And you know what? Myers is actually not playing that bad. He scored a couple goals already. He got one last night too in their OT loss. But the Canucks have been playing really good. Just I hope they can keep it up. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
I agree. I hope they can keep it up. I hope the Oilers and Flames can turn it around. I mean, and it's good to see that Demko's playing well too. And DeSmith was good as well.
DeSmith has been unreal.
Yeah.
He has been unreal.
And it's hard, like, how do you not keep playing DeSmith too when he's playing that good when Demko was out? Like,
they started him against the Rangers yesterday. Like it's clear that the coaching staff, he has their trust, right? Yeah. So he's been unreal.
It's kind of a 1A, 1B situation over there, right?
Honestly, spent a lot of years in Pittsburgh, and just now with the Canucks, I don't know, just he's been, I guess it's a refresh for him, right? Different spots, so
totally.
He's been playing good. I just hope the defense can hold up, right? Because we know the offense has always been there. They got a lot of weapons with Miller, Pettersson, Kuzmenko, Besser, and all those guys, but just if the defense can hold up, if the goaltending can hold up, maybe they can. I think they can make the playoffs easily. They're already second in the Pacific. Still early on, but
I agree.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. Now if you move to the other coast, the West Coast, the East Coast.
The East Coast, yeah.
It's been a long morning.
It's all good. That's why the Timmy's is there. You got it.
Sabres and Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Buns right now, and how, like, especially with Hurricanes, man, they have such a stacked team.
Yeah.
How is this happening? What's going on?
You know what? The Hurricanes have been disappointing. I would put an asterisk next to that though, because they are 5-4. So they haven't been playing well, but they still have, like, not a great record, but I mean, still they're in a good position right now in the standings, but this is just not the Hurricane team that we've
I was looking for
No.
9-0. I was looking for
Yeah.
I was looking for like yeah.
They haven't. I'm actually concerned.
Mhm.
Like I know I'm seem like a paradox right now because I'm saying like they're above 500, but they're not playing to their identity right now, and it's
Mhm.
very concerning because Carolina, their team, very stingy defensively, always had good goaltending, and just always playing hard, tight on the forecheck, and like that has not. They have not played like that. Like the first 5 games, they allowed like 4 more goals. Like that is not the Hurricanes we know and love. Um, and I don't know, it's just concerning. Like I don't know why they're playing like this. Obviously, they're without Svechnikov for a while there. He came back yesterday, but I don't know. It's just not. It's like so shocking 'cause
Yeah.
I'm not used to like seeing the Hurricanes like this. I mean, Rod Brind'Amour is like he's definitely disappointed with their team because even though they're above 500, they've just it's not their identity, and that's not the way their team plays
Mhm.
and thrives. So
Yeah. And I mean, obviously quite a connection there with the hometown Seth Jarvis.
yeah,
But yeah, he has been good though this
yeah,
year.
he has been
And-
good.
and-
I'll give him credit there, but
And yeah, it's neat seeing that he's doing well there. But kind of to go back, what about the Sabres? What are you thinking there?
yeah, so I was saying earlier the Pens are second last in the conference, and behind them, the Sabres,
Which I
they're
don't
dead
get it,
last
man.
right now.
I don't get it.
And the Sabres, like we've talked about, like the Red Wings and Senators, they've been that team. Like, will they take that next step? And I thought they would. I mean, it's still early right now. They haven't though. I expected them to make the playoffs this year. Still do expect them to make the playoffs, but right now they just haven't seemed to make that next step. And I think their depth has really been exposed. I drafted Alex Tuck and Tage Thompson in my fantasy team.
Mm-hmm.
They've had like slower starts this season, and
Yeah.
I think they've been a little exposed because it's showed that if they're not scoring, then they're not going to get much scoring,
Yeah.
right? Because Tage Thompson and Alex Tuck have been the catalyst on offense for that team, and their defense, Darlene and Power have been okay, but I don't know. Their goaltending's been a little shaky. Levi hasn't had the start he would have liked, so.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I have to say. What are your thoughts on the Sabres?
Yeah, I mean you covered it all really. Like
Yeah.
I'm surprised with that much offensive firepower. Like last year, they were in and out and then didn't make the playoffs. But
yeah,
but
they were close.
but they were close
They're at the end.
and they were losing in higher scoring games because they put up lots of goals. They would always be putting up goals. They'd be scoring easily. Now it doesn't seem to be the case, and I don't really know where that went. Like they didn't get worse, but they're playing worse. So
Yeah,
I'm not sure, but hopefully they can turn it around because like I said, they're a team that is used to filling the net, and
oh yeah, for sure.
and that's something they got to get back to doing.
Just quickly, one more team I wanted to quickly mention before we move on.
Yeah.
The Seattle Kraken. They've been another disappointing team for me.
They've been disappointing personally for you, being the downfall to some of your money line predictions.
Yeah, they've screwed me.
Yeah.
That's the PG version of it. They've screwed me. I think every time I bet on them, I lost, and then the times I didn't, they won. So they just completely screwed me.
Check out the FNF Instagram.
Yeah,
We've the FNF
been
podcast.
doing the money lines,
been
which has
doing-
been interesting. And actually, to quickly divert. Sorry, I'm just all over the place right now.
All good.
But do you want to quickly talk about that? I mean, we're 1-1 right now.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
wicked addition to like what we're doing too.
Yeah.
Just having that going all the time, and we try and get it out every day. But even if we don't post about it,
We're still making the
we
predictions.
tally it ourselves,
so
and
we're
we
still tied.
sorry, I'm shaking the table again, but yeah, we're it's been just exciting. Like it's fun. So what we do, if you're not familiar, is we will guess the winner of every game every day.
Yep.
And we put it all together, and we do it kind of like a fantasy week where it's Sunday to Sunday.
Yep.
Well, I guess Monday to Sunday for each week.
Yeah,
but
so week to week basis, right?
and then we total it up and see who's winning. And right now we both won a week. It
Yeah.
looks like anything could happen today. Cause
I'm pretty confident. I think you might have to win all your games.
I have to win all your games, and you have to lose the two that
That
you
we
didn't
picked
choose.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
picked
yeah.
different.
So we'll see how that goes. But I'm
Yeah.
confident. It's been tight every week though.
It has
It's been
been
pretty tight every week.
We're both pretty good. I've had
Yeah.
some weird wins, and
Yeah.
you've been able to pick up some consistent
Yeah.
points with the usuals.
Yeah.
Good teams. So yeah, it's been.
You know what? I don't usually give credit to Fishy, but the Chicago pick a couple days ago beating Vegas, that was, I can't believe you hit on that pick still.
My boy Bedsy, I just felt it. I
You
just
know,
felt it. He was gonna be scoring.
and
I'm like, yeah.
I got some inspiration from you. Wanna know why? Because I picked the Sharks to beat the Caps tonight. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling the underdog story, so maybe the Sharks can get their first win.
Great picks, man.
And actually, I wanted to do a quick like fun guess thing here.
Okay.
How many games do you think it will take? Because right now, I think they're 0-7-1. So, I mean, we kind of all expected this. They're pretty dog of a team. But
Yep.
How many games do you think it will take for the Sharks to get their first win? Because I
think it's going to be
9.
You
know what? It could. You know what? I think it could very well be tonight. You know, the Caps are another team that has struggled.
Yeah.
So it could happen, but like realistically, probably won't. That was just a risky pick. But like,
I think they don't. I don't think they win today because I don't want them to. But I think they'll win. Who do they have upcoming next? Let's see.
Let's check the schedule here.
Yeah. San Jose Sharks.
San Jose.
Schedule. So, they play on my birthday. Shout
Very
out
nice.
myself, November 2nd. Peep the DMs.
Sharks.
So they play the Canucks. I think they're going to beat the Penguins on November 4th. So it'll be game 11. That's when they win. Although I could also see them beating the Canucks too, maybe on Thursday. They get some time off. So they play today and then they don't play till Thursday. So maybe that's it. Maybe they just need the rest. Head up the coast to. Now I've got my geography right. Head up the coast to the Canucks, and
you know what? That's
or
not
are they
a
home?
terrible schedule.
Actually, they're home. Sorry. So
because I feel like the Canucks are one of those teams. They have played well, but they are a team that's been known to play down to their opponent, right?
And beatable no matter what.
Yeah.
Right?
So Canucks, Pens, Flyers. Honestly,
it's coming soon.
I wouldn't be surprised to beat the Flyers, but I know it's weird because I did say they'll win today, but like I'd say like 12 games. Honestly, they are really bad. Like they are really bad.
Such a Fergie thing. Like this guy will bet against the Jets and then watch the Jets game like hoping that they win. But it's such a weird.
Yeah,
like,
Jets. You know what? I'm a realist, bro.
You're a realist. You're a
I
hater.
can't bet the Jets every time to win. It's just too
Yeah,
biased.
I don't know. You're one of those guys that like is tried and true to your team, but you're
Yeah.
also gonna like pick on them all the time. But hey,
I'm hard on my boys.
Yeah,
Okay?
100%.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we can just talk a little bit about the Jets as a whole. I've been quite impressed with their start to the season.
Yeah.
There've been some tougher games, but overall, I think they've been playing better than their record shows.
I completely agree with you.
And honestly, I think this is going to be a season where, once again, it's up for the taking.
Yeah.
They're going to make the playoffs this year, 100%. That's just
They will,
very firm.
yeah.
I'm very confident on that. And then I think, like, there are some powerhouses in this league, and for sure it wouldn't be easy, but there's a chance that if they put games together, they could make excuse me, they can make a serious postseason push towards the finals.
You know what? I completely agree with you. Obviously, it's still early once again, but I think they're like, no doubt about it, they are a playoff team. Like, it would be so disappointing, and I'd be so cheesed to see them not in a playoff spot because they're such a talented team.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to make the playoffs, in my opinion, and once they do, like you said, they've shown that if they play hard, if they play to their structure with a coach like Rick Bowness, they can do some damage in the playoffs. Like, they can. Obviously, you got the Avs in there, and you got some other good teams. Dallas has looked really good so far, but they've shown that they can beat those teams. So,
man, I'm just dying out here. Oh my goodness, I've even got water too, but it's just too much.
You know what's funny too?
Yeah.
You said they've played like better than the record has shown. I completely agree. And the funny thing about that is, genuinely, I think the only game they didn't play well and didn't deserve to win was the LA game, which we went to.
Yep.
Which is funny because they just freaking hate us, I guess.
So, yeah, they do. And then I guess that's a good point to talk about the attendance issues in Winnipeg, because we were actually at the game that all the media found out about. And, oh, man. Oh, my goodness.
Some water.
Jeez. I'll drink some water here. But, yeah, we were there, and we're sitting up in the well, do you want to tell this story? Like, we were sitting up in the top deck, and what do we think? We're sitting there, we're like,
well, we were just looking around. We're like, man, like all the bowls are just empty. Like
Yeah.
it looks like a Moose game over here. We were so cheesed. We are like, damn, like
Back
I
to the
honestly
well on
thought
that.
I honestly thought it was a Moose game.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I was like,
and we're sitting up there. We're like, it looks like beer league too. Like it was just a weird start to the game. Like it was like slow. The atmosphere was terrible. Like nobody.
It was bad.
It felt like everybody like had to be there, but wanted to be doing something
Yeah.
else or something. Like
That
it was
is
like
hey, the atmosphere was bad. Other than the one guy beside us who was, what's the word? Passionate? Is that one way to put it?
he's an asshole. Is a good way to put it. Yeah, we sat and so we. Oh, you mean the passionate guy? Oh, okay. There's two guys. So
We're talking about, there's two different stories.
okay,
here,
you do you want to tell the passionate one or do you want to tell the asshole story?
Okay, you can do the asshole. I'll do
Alright,
the passionate.
alright.
So this is when we were in the upper bowl, right?
Yeah.
So we're just chilling. We're chilling like a villain. We're watching the game. We're completely roasting the boys out there. We're like, okay, Appleton just like fanned on a breakaway. I don't know what that guy's doing. He fanned again on a 2-on-1. Just the boys look super slow with there, and LA had a brutal start too.
Like
had a
we were
lot
at
of
least
chan-
we were
yeah.
at least kind of controlling the game,
Yeah.
but poorly.
And so there was like this absolute beauty, like a couple seats beside us, who was just like, what was he? He was like, I can't remember. He was just yelling like every 2 seconds, like,
He was making some like your mom joke or something, or it was like
oh, he said
that's
like,
what
put
she's-
it in.
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. He was like, I don't even know. It was just like not even an opportune time to say it. It was just like, even in like an intermission break or something. It was just like when they're like cleaning the ice, just like not even an intense moment,
And
and
he's
just
just
be like,
yelling.
put it in.
Yeah.
It's just
the kid was probably like 11 too or something.
yeah,
It was
no,
just-
he definitely didn't get the memo, but that was that was pretty funny though.
yeah, that
We were
was.
getting some cracks and laughs on.
It
up-
became a
up
little
there.
distracting when you
Yeah,
just wouldn't
yeah.
stop. But
I'm not gonna lie, I was getting a bit annoyed after that.
It was
but
funny.
I think everyone was like looking around too, like, who is this guy? But
then we decided we see all these empty seats and we're like, well, let's just go
Take
sit.
advantage.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go sit down in the lower bowl, getting real nice seats, and we
Mhm.
did. And then this absolute must have been an LA fan behind us. Where so Perfetti gets hit from behind,
What a brutal hit too. I was
and
so
we
pissed.
got a penalty.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that. And then a couple plays later, Perfetti's back on the ice, and in the corner, he's just getting fed with cross checks. And then there's a big scrum that breaks out, and this is right by where we are because we went down to the lower bowl, right by the corner. Awesome, right? And so we stand up. We're like, yeah,
We're fired up.
we're like fired up for the boys. Like, come on, like beat him up, whatever. And then I don't know if it was you or me first, but one of us gets a firm tap on the shoulder, like, and he's like, can you sit down, please? And then
it's like an aggressive.
yeah,
like,
but he was like angry, like he's like, and then I was like, what? And he's like, sit down, and I was like, dude, what? And this guy's like 50, and I don't know, and like I'm not a big like tough guy, whatever, but he's just like 50 and like a short guy, and like I don't know, whatever. And he's like he's at the game by himself too.
loser.
Yeah, literally. And did he like swear at us? Or
Yeah,
what did
he
he say? That
did.
was
No,
like,
he did.
He's like I think he was like something like have some respect or something like that. And meanwhile, all we're doing is standing up cheering when everyone else is standing up.
was literally stood
Everyone
up.
stood up. Like
I
we're
mean,
just
there's a freaking fight in the corner. Like it was like really, it was like I can't even talk. Literally like right in front of us.
Mhm.
There was people fighting. There was like a brawl.
yeah, and
And
we're
then
all just
everyone
fired
was
up.
standing up, and then like I literally thought it was like my buddy from behind because he like it was so
firm.
aggressive.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna turn around and like someone like that just like I ran into, and my buddy was gonna be like, "Hey, how you been doing?" And I was like, I don't even know this guy. Like, who is this guy?"
It
And then-
literally felt like, you know, and like your dad, like when you're like doing something stupid, and your dad like catches you or something, and you're just. I don't know, but you know, like or like someone like
No, I
catches you and you're not
yeah.
expecting it, and they're like boom, boom, boom
Yeah.
on the back of your shoulder.
No,
Like,
it was.
what are you up to, Mister, or something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Turn
Like,
around like, man, like, what's your problem? And then he's like, are these your seats?
and I looked at him and I was,
You
and then
just
I like
didn't
I
say
just
anything.
scoffed. I was like, I looked at him,
Just
and I
like-
just turned around, and then he's like, yeah, I thought so. And he's
Yeah.
like, I could get you guys kicked out real easily, and
Yeah,
then,
like-
real quickly. And then he's like, so I'd better sit down if I were you. And then some of that, and I
Yeah.
was just like, come on,
Like
dude.
in general, we're not like those people that'll just like go around with seats, but like this is different because like I'm not like justifying or whatever, but like I kind of am. But like
100%.
there's
Do
like
it, though.
no half the people like
There's
half the seats are
11,000
empty.
people there.
Yeah, if it was like sold out and we were like changing seats, that'd be a totally different story. But this game, there was like half the seats were empty. The lower bowl, like there were so many empty spots for like, okay, we'll take advantage of that. Like
Yeah.
get some good view there. And so we go, and he's like, I don't know, he's just trying to like ruin someone's day. But
And there's no point to doing that too, because it's like we could have also just been late. Like all we did, we were only not in those seats for the first period. Those seats were only empty, so we
Yeah.
could have just been late to the game, whatever. And then
Yeah.
like it's just, I don't know, whatever. But
just
it was
I don't
funny.
know.
It was funny.
It was funny. It's
yeah.
funny now, but at the time, just like,
I was
come
kinda
on,
pissed
dude,
off,
just
but,
like I don't know,
chill
just
out.
trying to ruin. I don't know.
The Jets game that was already It's
Yeah.
already like, well, I don't know if we were losing that much at that
I
point.
think it was
but-
like 3-1 or something. You
no,
know
we
what?
didn't score till the end. I think it was like 3.
Oh yeah,
3
3 nothing.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But another thing I want to touch about on that is like, I was kind of surprised because even though it was a Tuesday, there were some good storylines with that game. Like
100%.
Dubois returning, Iafallo, Velarde, Kupari playing against their old team.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like good storylines going into the game. Just like I don't know. Like I was just surprised. And right now, people in Winnipeg, I'm looking at you. Hey, buddy, I'm looking at you right now.
Yeah.
You.
Quit complaining.
Yeah.
And get
Get
to a
in
Jets
those
game.
seats. Put your ass in that seat, okay? Like we want like I don't know. We don't want this team to leave, okay? So like yeah.
And then
Sorry about the gaslighting there, but just like go to the game,
yeah,
okay? Go
get
to the game. Yeah.
and then what was almost equally as upsetting though was how quickly all the media jumped on this as if they want to get rid of the Jets. Like Arizona has had empty games for years. The Florida Panthers used to get 7,000 or 8,000
nobody
people.
there,
They'd
yeah.
like a quarter of their arena would be filled. And people talked about it, but this was one game when the
Yeah.
Jets aren't sold out, and all of a sudden everyone's like panicking.
Yeah.
So much so that they actually did an interview with Mark Chipman.
Oh yeah.
And just for those of you who aren't aware, the Jets will while Mark Chipman is still running things, the Jets will never leave Winnipeg, even if they only sell 3,000
Yeah.
tickets a game.
Oh, that's true.
Because
Deep pockets.
Mark Chipman is part of I think it's the Thompson family or something. I'm not entirely sure
Yeah.
how it works, but they have the deepest pockets in the league. They are the wealthiest owners in the entire league. You can
Yeah,
look
they're
it up.
really rich.
They and this purchase, while it is the purchase of the Jets back in 2011, while it is obviously a business decision, it was more of a personal thing than anything.
Yeah.
He built the arena, I'm pretty sure, because they built the
Right, no,
arena
they did.
after getting denied a team. They went and built the arena,
Anyway.
brought the Moose there. It still wasn't working. They've fought for it. Finally, they got a team. There's no way that this team's leaving anytime soon. Even if it's always a net negative, like even at the end of the year, they balance their books and they lose $1 million.
Yeah, I know.
He'd keep that
The
team.
last
So,
couple of years, they've been losing a lot of money, but I mean, even in the interview, like, yeah, no, they're not going anywhere. But like I said before, though, I'm tired of hearing about it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing, oh, are they gonna leave? I'm just like, please, just go get tickets to the game.
Yeah.
Do whatever you can to go to the game because I'm tired of like everyone saying, oh, the Jets are gonna go. It's so annoying.
on the flip side, yeah, that's not an
Yeah.
excuse to not go to the game too. Like just
Yeah.
because they're not going to be going anywhere still.
Yeah,
Go
like
watch the
just go
game.
watch the game, support your team, and like whoever's been like, oh, we'll wait and see if they're good. Just go to the game.
Mhm.
They're a good team.
Yeah.
They're entertaining.
Yep.
And Winnipeg's been a team. We're passionate. You back our team no matter what. Like
Yeah.
it's just I think the situation now just amplifies how crazy it was in like the first like 9-10 years when
Yeah.
no matter what how dog shit our team was, we were still like getting like sold out.
Every game.
Like,
Every game was sold
we
out.
were sold out, and we were terrible. Like the first couple of years, we were so bad.
And the difference too with the Jets is that just to get even more businessy on you guys, but what they made the decision early on because of just how many fans there are in Winnipeg to sell tickets, like to sell season tickets to fans, whereas a lot of NHL teams, the majority of NHL teams go businesses first.
That's
so
Toronto,
they do
yeah.
corporate tickets. The Jets did not do corporate tickets. Like there are some obviously, but they gave priority to all the fans. So you'd have about like probably between 12 and 14,000 I'm not sure how many season ticket holders there are, but majority of the arena is already filled up with season ticket holders who are people, not corporate. And so that just goes to show too how much the Jets support their team.
Yeah.
And then it also opens up a point where it's like, yeah, so what? Now they have to sell some corporate tickets too to get bums and seats, whatever. Like that's something that all the other teams are already doing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about the Jets. That's all I have to say.
No.
I'm at the buffet right now.
Yeah.
Going for a second.
Okay. We've both been at the buffet for a couple times here, but that's good. That's good.
It's good. We're passionate.
It means like we're back in the groove.
100%. Switch gears.
Yeah. Let's switch gears. I guess we could talk about quickly because we're
getting close.
The time's getting close.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to quickly talk about players with hot starts or cold starts? Just
let's quickly go through.
Yeah.
So we've talked about a couple of the hot starts already.
Yeah.
We talked about DeBrincat, so we'll leave him off. We
Larkin.
talked about Larkin as well. Who else?
Talked about Pedersen. One I want to highlight like a lot. Jack Hughes.
Yeah.
I think you briefly touched on him, but he's leading the league in points right now, and he's just I think he had like a record or something. His first like 10 points or his first 10 assists, they were all primaries. Like it was just crazy.
Nuts.
I don't know, his playmaking is so sick. He's such a good skater. He's so like nifty, crafty, and like he's honestly a magician on the ice.
Yep.
And he's got a lethal shot too. Just so fun to watch.
So fun to watch.
Yeah, so he's been just so good. And then another player, David Pastrnak. Just every year, he's just insane.
Yeah.
And those Bruins, man, they've just
It's nuts how they're still winning.
It's nuts how they're still playing this good without Bergeron and Krejci. And once again, I like kind of overlooked them, which I feel stupid now. But they're like 7-0-1, which is just crazy.
Yeah.
Players with cold starts. Ovechkin hasn't had a great start to the season.
Yeah. Well, and
Tage Thompson.
Crosby's been
okay,
but
but like I guess the Penguins, considering the situation they're in now, like you'd probably want more from them and that top line too, Gensel too.
Yeah.
Tage Thompson, Alex Tuch, like I said.
Well, you can also throw goalies in there too, like obviously, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about this, but Samsonov, like with the Leafs, slow start, but also gets drowned by the Toronto media, right? Like it's not that big of a deal.
That's
so what?
true.
You play 2 poor games. Your goalie, it happens. You bounce back. Like we don't need to be. And the poor guy can't get out of his own head. Like you saw the interviews, right? Like,
definitely amplified a bit more if you're in Toronto, right? Like we saw that with Jack Campbell. He'd always be like just all over himself. He'd be like, just not acceptable, and just like roast him. Like I played so bad.
Because they have to.
Well, that's what they look for. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it sucks.
I feel bad. It's too much pressure in that market. I feel bad because like I feel like mentally too, just like and like I don't know. It's just not healthy. It's just not healthy. Robertson and Hintz too. They've had slower starts this season. Dallas has still played really good, but that's just quick. Did you want to talk about?
Yeah. So we'll kind of go a little bit
more serious.
Yeah, more serious here. Obviously, a couple unfortunate deaths the past few days, and we wanted to talk about Adam Johnson. Unfortunately, if you didn't hear, he was cut in the throat by a skate, and then the next morning, I'm not sure like the timeline or whether he passed away earlier on or not, but he actually did pass away, and he's playing in the English Elite League or something like that, is the EIHL. I can't remember what it's called, but he did play in the NHL. He played 13 games in between 2018 and 2020, over 2 seasons. So, yeah, but really, really sad to hear that.
Yeah, like super unfortunate. Obviously, we send our condolences to the family and thoughts and prayers. Just like, it just sucks to hear about that.
They called it a freak incident, the team or accident, but. I don't know. I watched the video. I might not recommend it. It's graphic.
Yeah.
And also like it was like a reposting from some like I don't know if it was super trustworthy. I mean, it looked like the video, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's tough to watch. Like there's a lot of it's low quality, but you can still see the blood and stuff. So it's
just like I don't know, just super unfortunate.
Yeah.
Such a young guy too, like 28, 29.
Super.
Yeah, just sucks, like especially for that to happen like while like living out your dream, like playing the game you love,
Mm-hmm.
just should never happen. And that kind of like transitions into something that we want to bring up. Like we think like neck guards should be like mandated like
Yeah.
across like all leagues, because this is just something that shouldn't happen. Like it's so unnecessary. Now like a family has to like deal with that, right? So it's just
And obviously we don't have like a big platform where
Yeah,
we're going to be like
yeah.
calling out
Like
the NHL or anything, but
yeah,
it's
that's
like
true.
it
but
seems like something that you have to take seriously, because you never know. Like you can't forget that you're playing a sport with blades on the
Yeah.
bottom of your feet. Like anything can happen. And as a goaltender too, I got to get some Kevlar stuff to wear on my legs too. I've been meaning to, but I just keep forgetting to. But
yeah,
you gotta be careful, because you never know when someone loses their balance, someone falls, whatever,
Yeah.
and you fall too, and anything can happen.
yeah,
So,
like
but obviously, yeah, really, really tough news to hear, and yeah, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family and all the fans and even the player that was involved in the collision, because obviously
yeah.
whether it was intentional or not,
Which obviously
I'm pretty confident it probably wasn't intentional
yeah.
with what happened. Like it's that would be
just a
tough
freak,
to go through.
Yeah, freak thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel bad for that guy too, because he must be feeling like pretty
Pretty bad
guilty
about it,
and
yeah.
pretty bad right now. So just overall, just our thoughts go to the family and friends and
And speaking
everyone,
of friends,
yeah.
sorry, that's kind of, that's a good one or not, but sorry, it's not.
No, it's
Anyway, unfortunately, Matthew Perry passed away as well, who played Chandler and Friends. And it does kind of relate to hockey too, because he was a big hockey fan.
Yeah.
And I want to say he's Canadian. I should know this. I'm sorry. I could search it up real quick, but
I think he is.
yeah,
I'm not sure though, but yeah, a big fan of the game. Arguably.
Oh,
Like
no, he's
one of the-
American.
He's American.
American and Canadian.
Oh.
He spent his childhood growing up in Canada.
Hmm.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, no, he was a big fan of the game, and so that was kind of nice to see, to promote the game a bit more. And just another unfortunate thing, like we don't know the details, but
Mhm.
and I guess those don't really matter, because at the end of the day, it's still like just a sad like thing to hear.
Yeah.
And once again, our thoughts and prayers from us go out to family and friends, and
it's really unfortunate, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Just I guess there's no like really easy way to transition out of that.
we'll
but
just leave it there.
yeah.
And then the last thing we wanted to touch on to kind of, I don't know, switch gears here, but we have our A and A's.
Yeah.
A or nay. We're bringing it back this season.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, A or nay is
A goated segment.
a goated segment. So we, one of us makes a statement,
Mhm.
and it's kind of a question, kind of not, for the other person to respond to, and you either got to agree with it, which is A, or disagree with it, which is nay. So we'll let you start.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Some context here. Okay. The Heritage Classic between the Edmonton Oilers and Calgary Flames is today.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, both teams sit near the bottom of the standings, with the Oilers with a 5-1 record and the Flames with a 2-5-1 record.
One,
Fish.
1-5-1.
What did
I think you said it, but I don't know if it
Oh,
was.
sorry.
I'm just
1-5. So
Yeah.
Oilers 1-5-1.
Yeah.
Flames 2-5-1 record. Fish. The A or nay is, I guess I didn't really form it into a statement, so that's my bad. But
That's fine.
which Albertan team will right the ship first? The Oilers or the Flames?
Well, this
A
is a hard
or-
one to say. A
Yeah.
or nay too.
So I guess I could be like, okay,
Will
the Oilers will be the first team to right the ship. A or nay? Fisher.
This is actually a tough one
It is
because
very tough.
both of these teams like have their upsides and
Yes,
downsides.
it is very tough.
The Oilers are not deep, but if McDavid comes back and starts playing nuts, then
Sorry to interrupt you quickly. Just me and Fisher, we are basically Elliot Friedman. We're reporters.
right. Yeah.
Quick thing to report: they play in an hour, and McDavid will play.
Yep.
In the Heritage Classic. Just quick reporting
It'll be
from Fish and
it'll be
Fergie.
super good when this comes out like later on
Like-
today or tomorrow.
Yeah,
And-
tomorrow, the
yeah,
next day.
Yeah, and people are like,
But-
"Oh yeah, good."
Anyways, just our reporting caps on for a second.
100%.
Back to you.
Let's go.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
I think the Oilers are still a top team.
Yeah. And
And
McDavid coming back too is obviously a factor, right? So
I'm not sure he'll be a huge factor today or not, but going forward, you have McDavid, you have Draisaitl,
Mhm.
you get them on different lines because I think that's when you play best is when you have them on
Yeah.
separate on different lines, and they have decent pieces around them to hold up the offense a bit, and I still do believe in a good 1 and 2 combo between Campbell or maybe 1A 1B between Campbell and Skinner because I really think they both can play to each other's weaknesses, and so you can kind of use them as a tandem. Neither one is going to be the clear starter, I don't think, all season. That's what I think, and then I think that you can, but you can use both of them. So that's kind of my thoughts.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I just want to say, piggyback off what you said. I think their goaltending is probably their ride or die. I think if their goaltending is playing good, I think last year Skinner shown when he's playing good, the Oilers are a really good team.
Yeah.
And when Skinner and Campbell are both not playing good, they're a really bad team.
Yeah.
So the Oilers are definitely a team that rides on their goaltending.
Like the Jets.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see. I do agree with that, actually. I don't know. The Flames are just they confuse me. I don't know. But I think the Oilers I believe in more. So now onto you. Yes.
So on the similar note with goaltending, Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Big team, very good team, very dominant.
Just compliment the
Great uniforms, well run.
Well run organization.
Yeah.
Great owner.
No. But they've also had goaltending issues, and that's been really their biggest issue over the past few years, along with maybe some underperforming players who are getting paid a lot of money. But that aside, goaltending is their kind of biggest concern right now. They have Wall, who's played really well. Wall?
Joseph
Wall? Is it Wall?
Don't believe me. I don't know.
I
believe in you more than
Wall. Yeah.
Same shit.
And he came in when Samsonov was kind of struggling. So now my question for you, my A or nay for you is 1 month from now, we're well into the season, getting close to, I guess not quite a quarter, but maybe a fifth of the way through. Does Samsonov own that crease? A or nay?
Well, first off, I just want to say I appreciate you for forming it into an actual A or nay because I didn't. Next time I'll get on that.
No big deal. Yeah.
Anyway, nay.
Wow.
I'm honestly, even though I don't know his freaking name, I'm honestly a big believer in Joseph Woll because I think he is. I don't know. I think he's a stud, honestly. I think so far he's actually played really good.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, this is a hot take I had before the season even started. I said, mid-season. I guess it's not mid-season, but, I think Joseph Woll would take over the starting net.
Oh, really?
And I think even in the playoffs, I know we're jumping far ahead, but I think even in the playoffs, he will be the goalie that will be expected to start in the playoffs. So I'm a big believer in him.
Well,
Samsonov and Murray have both been kind of meh. So, he's my guy for the Leafs going in.
That's good to know. I think we should hold on to that and remember that because you could be very right or not.
It could be exposed.
But same thing for me too. That's how A works.
Yeah.
Now, just quickly to wrap that up, are you a Samsonov or Samsonov? I've heard
Samsonov.
It's kind of how I go too, but I don't know. It's whatever. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not an English.
You know what? Maybe one episode. Maybe one episode edition. We could do a special edition of just pronouncing names,
Yes. And we could try all the trickiest one. It's like
Jacky.
Jacky and Slavkovsky. Anyway, this has been the returning episode for FNF. Are we thinking once a week?
Yeah, I think we will try to do once a week. Sunday probably works the best. So
you're probably gonna expect.
Don't hold us through that though.
I'm saying expect Monday uploads.
Yeah.
For the pods, and we can even do some virtually. Do a 20-minute, 30-minute one if we're busy. Whatever.
We will try and we'll try our best. And that was a very productive episode in my opinion. Actually,
I think we did well.
We did well.
I think we did well. I think for not having done a podcast in a while, I think we were pretty good, and we'll only build off it going forward.
Yeah.
For what you guys can do for us though, share it with your friends. Like, comment, subscribe if you aren't already, and we will see you next week.